Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. I recently figured out that you could use AI to generate pregnancy and baby photos, and I got a little bit carried away with it. What's really funny is that AI has a few protections against it, but if you word the query correctly, sometimes you could get a couple of good photos out of it. So, without further ado, this is Evelina Falenta and how she would look like when she's 9 months pregnant. And so I've always envisioned her having a parthenogenesis situation. So, this is her parthenogenetic baby, identical to her. I don't know why. I don't want to see her genes get mixed up with somebody else. I don't know why. I would much rather her have a baby with the same DNA as herself. You know, I've always envisioned, when I first learned about parthenogenesis, I always envisioned it would be somebody who has an autoromantic relationship with themselves that would do it. I don't know why. But in my mind, parthenogenesis pretty much equals autoromantic relationship. All right, one baby. And this is how she might look like if she had children and her children also experienced parthenogenesis. And this is them all together. Here's her with quintuplets and all parthenogenetic. This is her, again, older and with grandchildren, and they're all together, everybody with the same DNA. I'll get to that in a second. In a moment, I'm going to create a situation with millions and millions of the same DNA. This is Polish Idol winner Alicia Janazzi with her parthenogenetic children and grandchildren when she's old. Here I have Eve Curry being pregnant with 10 babies at one time, all parthenogenesis. And here they are after birth. Here she's pregnant with 10 babies. Here's her extended family. Lots and lots, 300 cousins and counting. And all of her descendants have the parthenogenetic gene that magically makes 10 babies at one time, all without a partner. Here's the maternity ward after she has given birth to 10 babies. And here's a few hundred years later, after her genes have spread out, and here's a village full of her descendants. Parthenogenesis, lots of babies. Here's a modern day scientist who has modified her genes to cause parthenogenesis, and more importantly, for her babies to also have parthenogenesis as well to create that village. An extended family, and the resulting futuristic village. Here's a very distant future season of Survivor with her descendants, and some of them pregnant with parthenogenesis. Here's Big Brother in the future with their descendants. Here's a season of The Bachelor with one of the few guys remaining with lots of parthenogenesis descendants all vying for him. I wonder how it would be like after a few iterations of parthenogenesis like this, right? Would her descendants still find men attractive? That would be an interesting question, right? They might drift away from that, right? Here, two of her descendants have gotten married in the far distant future. Here's Mary Curry with her first parthenogenetic daughter. 10 babies at one time. Lots and lots of babies. Here's Mary Curry's funeral with all of her descendants in attendance, some of them pregnant with parthenogenetic babies as well. This is her statue in Warsaw, Poland, along with her descendants, many of them pregnant. Back to Survivor again with her descendants. Big Brother. Here's one of them being elected president of Poland. Here's Mary Curry pregnant with 10 babies at one time. Lots of children, grandchildren. And there we have it. Leave a comment. What would you think if a mad scientist working in her basement decided to modify her genes and caused a population explosion like this? This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.